Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Y Open here in 2020. Round 2, Part 1 here at Dry Creek Disc Golf Course in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Love this course. The wind did start to pick up a little bit here for this second round, though, and that's what you get for being in Wyoming.
Yeah. Here we got Justin Cournoyer out of South Dakota coming in at 11 down so far. Weik out of Fort Collins sitting at 7 down, sitting in second place.
He had a pretty good round that first round.
Yes, he did. We got Coda Turner, coming in at 6 under.
Staying right on his heels for now.
For now. Definitely right on his heels. And here's Kyle Griffin. He's out of Wellington, I believe, and he's at 5 under, right on your heels. Definitely a close race. Each person only one stroke behind.
And really, the rest of the open field is right behind us as well.
Well, and Justin hasn't even pulled away that far. I mean, he's only about 4 off of Austin right now.
Yep.
So
Going into a hole 1 here, and that looks beautiful. And
and right off the top of the basket.
oh, and see, from our angle, it totally looked like it almost went in twice.
Yeah, I could see that.
It
It must have kicked off a
bounced
branch
off.
too, yeah.
Austin went a little deep and caught that bush, but he should be all right from there.
Yeah, there are some looks. Hopefully he found one. Looks like he played that a little wide too.
Both rounds, I played that way too far.
Just a little bit over in the bushes on the right there as well. See if Kyle can make the correction here.
Looks like it.
Yep, looks like it. He might have gone a little too far left.
Well, a little left, but it's an open putt on that side. There's not any horizontal branches like that one right there that get in your way.
Yeah, that
Austin,
one makes it really tough. That was a good attempt. It's tough to judge how much drop you need.
And Austin on that putt, that was great. He cleared that branch and dropped too much. You don't see that all the time.
Right. Usually that one bounces off the top. There's a good birdie from Kyle there. See if you can clean up your par. Oh yeah, you were pretty open. There can be some of the trunks in your way on that side, but there's definitely a better chance of being open on the left than on the right.
Great opening hole for Justin there.
Yeah. He's kind of lucky that it didn't kick in the creek.
Austin also tapping out his par with me. And Kyle and Justin getting some birdies.
Yep, Kyle will tie it up with you there. Both of you now only one behind Austin. So here's hole 2. This one is trickier than it looks. This one, it takes a pretty delicate flex shot or a good sidearm. It's kind of a tricky one to get to.
And as you see with those trees, the wind is starting to pick up here.
Yeah, and that always makes this hole a little more difficult. You never know how much flip to account for.
And that was a beautiful shot from Justin.
Yep, hyzered out a little early, a little more than he might have wanted, but definitely gives him a nice open look. And with that creek on the right side, it's really hard to get to push that right side the way you need to. It's like Kyle's really pushing that right side, and he caught one of the big guardian trees.
Oh, but he's still safe.
Yep, and that's a putt. That's 50, 60 feet, but it's a putt. Here's Austin. Doesn't look like he got any flip on that one.
Nope.
What is this you're throwing here?
I'm throwing a method here, and I feel like a lot of us end up throwing mids, trying to get a little bit of extra flip out of it, and I just let that go a little bit too hyzered. That tree might have helped me out a little bit, though, from fading off into that tall grass.
Yeah, that's never pleasant, but now you have the branches in your way a little bit, but got that nice sidearm. Oh, a little low, though. It's going to leave you a little bit of work for your par there.
Austin looks like he got out to a nice little gap here.
Yeah, if you're off to the left side of that first tree, it actually opens up a little bit of a hyzer look like Austin just did. See if Kyle can nail this birdie here.
Good bid.
Had the line right, just needed a little more glide on it. Ooh, and that was a wicked kick off of the rim there.
A little low, and if you're coming in low that hot, sometimes you pay the price.
Right.
Justin for his birdie. Oh,
also just a little low. After how this basket treated him in round one, I'm not too surprised.
right?
So. Oh, see, like that.
Yeah,
That's just
I was
unfair.
reaching down grabbing my mini. I was certain that was in.
Kyle seemed a little delicate on that putt after watching yours.
Yep. But he made his par, which is basically what all these guys are going to be doing except for me.
This one really is a more difficult birdie than it first appears. You'd think it wouldn't be that tough to get, but 325 on a weird flex line, it's actually pretty tough to get.
And the fact that those bushes forces you up.
Up high right off the bat, for sure.
And here's for something totally different. A big crush out far right to get around that 400-foot tree. That's what we call it here, is the 400-foot tree.
Yep.
And Justin will do just that.
And then some.
Crushing
Wow.
up past the power poles. It's a great drive.
Yeah, you take those power poles out of play, and that really makes that second shot easy.
Kyle trying to get out there a little bit farther than yesterday, or the other round, sorry, and maybe push past that tree. Maybe he's a little bit farther left today and has a more open shot.
I like to be a little more left. It kind of gives you a nice, easy hyzer approach to the basket. So hopefully he got into that position, because that's always
It
better.
looked like a great rib out of Austin. Ooh, a little short, and he's going to be real pinched off by that tree.
Yeah, that's really going to put him right behind it, isn't it? Is that your DD3 you're throwing there?
Yes, sir. I went with the regular S line instead of the Echo to make sure I don't flip it over into the road.
Yeah, it always sucks to get it flipped over and straight out into the road.
It seems like Kyle is still a little blocked off by that tree.
Yeah, and it looks, it came out a little bit low. It's hard to really get a good shot off when you're having to go under and around like that. Oh, that one looks a little high. Oh, good kick, though. That'll leave you open.
Wide open putt to one of the scariest baskets on the course.
Yeah, there's only 5 feet to the water. I agree. That's got to be one of the scariest putts ever.
That flexed back beautifully.
Oh, wow. Wow, that is not what I expected to happen when that first came out of his hand.
Real committed sidearm anhyzer right there. Just a nice, simple, straight shot from Justin.
It's not too uncommon to see those come up short, though. Again, that water is so close behind, it's hard to get close to this basket. Ooh.
And safe.
That is considered safe, so he'll be looking at a nice putt from there.
Going for birdie here.
Ooh.
And I wanted to give it so much that if I did miss, it was going to be safe on the other side.
That is such a scary putt with that water right behind it like that.
Justin's looking at a very similar shot here.
Yep, you can see him kind of taking his time, trying to make sure he's not thinking about the danger behind, I'm sure.
That was a great putt.
Kyle clean up his par. I'm sure he's pretty happy about that.
Yeah, after that very fortunate roll there.
And Austin getting the most unlikely birdie on that hole I think I've ever seen. That
After
was
being
an
stuck
amazing
behind
second
that
shot.
tree,
Yeah.
to come up with your birdie is
That
pretty
flex
impressive.
shot he pulled off was just amazing. So, looks like we're going into hole 4 here. It's just a simple hyzer, or so it would seem. Just you got to make sure to not go in the creek or not go over the path, and that can be tougher than it seems.
That looks pretty good, though.
Ooh, just caught that tall stuff.
You get to that short grass, and it skips you pretty much right toward the basket from there.
Yeah. Looks like Austin tried to get his a little bit higher.
And
oh,
it
yeah,
worked.
that'll work.
Most of us are going to be throwing an overstable putter. I know Austin and I ended up, and probably Kyle as well, ended up throwing tactics at this hole.
That's a good choice for it. It definitely is a good choice if that's what happens.
For his driving putter, Justin likes to use the Cenis.
Oh, okay. I haven't ever actually thrown that one. I wonder if it's as overstable as the tactic is. Yeah, he's left himself a little bit of work. I'd say maybe 35 to 40 feet, somewhere in there. Oh, just a little low and right. Oh, great putt by Kyle there. That's what you want to see. And Justin cleans up his par before you guys even get to have your birdie putts.
This hole will be a lot of 2s and 3s on the card. The only 4s you're going to see are most likely OB shots.
Yeah, it's so easy to find that sidewalk or that creek, so I could believe that. So we had 3 birdies on the card on that one. That's you and Kyle are still kind of battling it out. Austin, is only a couple off of you guys.
It's still a fight there, and we're trying to make sure that Justin's just not leaving us too far behind right now.
Right, just trying to keep up a little bit.
In hole 5, it's a nice 292 foot straight shot. A lot of OB on the right. There's a lot of guardian trees until you get about 60 feet away from the basket, and it opens up at the worst spot.
And that's usually where the wind hits your disc, and some really unusual things can happen right at the end of that flight. All of a sudden it'll lift up and take off 60 feet left.
Most of us are going to be throwing putters again at this one, just trying to keep the reliable straight shot.
Yeah, you don't want to have much turn out to the left, but looks like you and Kyle have both kind of crowded that right side a little bit. Caught a few branches on your shot. Justin was trying to correct on that.
And he did.
Yeah, I'd say he did just fine with that.
He might be a little bit blocked by that last tree, but nothing this straddle can't fix.
Right.
Austin for his 2. It's a good bid.
Yeah, he didn't want to put himself too deep in those trees behind, so he tried dropping it in.
You can give yourself a bid without having to run too far.
Right. Kyle might have a little bit of an awkward stance back there behind that branch, but he should be okay.
He faced a similar shot last round.
Right. Looks like yours turned out a little early on you there, though. Should give you an easy putt for your 3, though.
It looks like Justin actually got around that tree. And
doesn't
even have to worry about it at all.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
easy bird. Yeah, no problem cleaning up that par. That'll work out. He does have he's kind of straddling that trunk there.
Doesn't look like it affected anywhere where he was actually going to be throwing, though.
No. Yep, just cleaning up the pars
and
there.
It looks like Justin just got that stroke back on it that we all just got on it.
Yep. He is starting to pull away a little now. He's got 5 on Austin. He's still got 2 on Kyle, so
A hole 6 is pretty much the same shot. It's a very similar line. It's a bit more open toward the beginning, allowing for a bit more hyzer, but it's still as straight of a shot as you can throw as the best shot, just like what Justin did.
Yep, that's an example again of exactly what you want to do on this hole. Looks like Austin got his a little low. Yeah, and hopefully he's just on the edge of that tall stuff. It's really not pleasant being in there. It's tough putting with it brushing on your hands. Oh, wow. That was a great shot. I bet from your side that looked like it was going in, didn't it?
When they start getting that close, they all do, really.
Right?
Kyle as well. Yeah, same thing he did the last round, just not quite enough flip.
Just ticked off the sewer tube. Yeah, Austin's not in there too deep, but you can see how tall that stuff is.
That was a good bid from there.
That was. Kyle's
Just
in it too.
Right. Through most of it.
Yeah.
Come on!
Oh, so close.
He can believe it about as well as we can.
And Justin will get himself yet another birdie. Looks like you're going to make sure it's not the only one on the card, though, huh?
Try to close that gap back up with Kyle real quick.
Heck yeah. That should do it, too. That should put you tied with him, I believe.
And Austin, after a good bid, taps in his par.
Yeah.
And Kyle is just not rewarded for a good putt. That was a great shot.
Yes, it was. So that does tie you back up with Kyle. Austin's pulling away a bit, or Justin's pulling away from Austin a bit there, though. He's got 6 on him now, I believe.
Hole 7's heading back the opposite direction. Similar distance, but it's really a different line. It's more of a flex or a sidearm these days with those aspens growing up in the fairway.
Yeah, they kind of take the hyzer out. It used to just be a hyzer skip up to the basket, and that's kind of been taken out with the way those trees are growing up. Ooh, the hill just stopped your sidearm there.
Almost got the skip.
Yep, just another foot more, and that would have been right up by the basket.
Austin lining up a flip.
And
just doesn't want to do it for him. And he'll be kind of pinched off behind those branches.
Yeah, that makes for a tough approach, let alone any chance to run it most of the time. Kyle's going for a flip shot as well and not getting as much flip as he'd like either.
He's within the circle, should have a good look at it. Well, looks like he might have rushed that with the rug on the way there.
There was quite a few coming up behind her, though, too, so, I mean, it's not like he would have had to break right away. I think I'd have still waited, though.
Oh, and those branches. Ah.
Yeah. I think this almost the exact same spot Justin was in the first round.
Just in a spot where those branches there on his left aren't in his way, and he has a nice open line to the basket.
Yeah.
Sinks the birdie again.
Again.
And sometimes I'll just drop to a knee, try to get myself more level with the basket, so I'm not looking at as much of a downhill putt.
I do that on occasion as well. I have a hard time with those downhill putts sometimes, and that can help with them for sure. Looks like Austin and Kyle are going to putt out together. Having a little fun out on the course. That never hurts. Kind of keep the round entertaining, I guess.
That's what it's about.
Yep, that's why we're out there.
Have fun doing it, right?
Right. So here's hole 8. This one's actually a really tricky one. It's a big hyzer. You got to get it up high and turning hard, but it's 337 feet, so to throw a high hyzer that far is pretty tough.
Ooh, it looks like Justin went a little deep and is in those aspens.
Yep, the camera blurred a little and threw us off, but yeah, he's fairly open. I don't think he got to the aspens. It's like yours. Oh,
Ooh.
Took a wicked skip there, didn't it? I was going to say it's coming in nice, but
I totally forgot about that.
yeah, it took a wild skip to the basket. Austin's is a little wide as long as he gets past that tree. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a great shot.
Yep, nothing wrong with that at all. Are those Discmania wings carved into the side of...
Just the one.
Just the one side?
Just the one.
Okay. That's why I wasn't noticing it, I guess. Way to go, Kyle. That's something interesting as well. Oh, good bid by Austin. Just a little bit short.
It looks like Justin has the gap. The
Yeah.
one little tree that's out away from the rest of that grove.
Oh, and so close even off of those branches.
Looks like
like
Kyle's lining up the same window.
Yeah, he has to stretch out a little the other way, but... Oh.
Again. We'll just tap his par out real quick while I go back to find my lie.
And it really did jump you back in there, didn't it? Oh, just a little bit low.
Bunch of pars.
Bunch of pars. That's actually pretty common on that hole. Yep, everybody parred, no real change.
You just gotta hope you don't go a little bit too far left and end up in the parking lot or into that what we call the octopus tree.
Right.
And it devours discs.
It does. Sometimes you just can't even find it in there.
Hole 9 is pretty short, but not simple. And as you see, it started to kind of rain on us a little bit. But only a little bit, so it wasn't very bad. It actually felt pretty good considering the heat. Oh, man.
Wow. Just rolled right up to the pole. That is not as easy as he made it look. This is one of the more common shots that you see on this hole. Is big spike hyzer sidearms and thumbers.
A kick as I wanted though.
No,
but the any play is there. I just feel like it's a little bit more dangerous.
Yeah, you have to get it up so high that it's real easy to overturn it.
You know,
or do what Austin did.
He really punched through that tree, though.
He did. He made it quite a ways for hitting that branch that early. And it looks like Kyle didn't get near the flip he was looking for. Let's hope he's able to find that.
Sometimes there's kind of a line back there.
Yeah, I think he might be a little too far left to have found that. Ooh, that looked like it was giving it a decent bid.
That was good. That was a great shot.
It can be intimidating running this putt. You are straight at the creek almost no matter which way you're facing.
Ooh. And that almost went out there.
That's a good out from Kyle.
Yeah.
I bet he was just tossing over the top hoping to get close.
That's really all you can do most of the time when you're back there.
Yeah, good par save from there. I bet that was real close to the edge for you to be back that far.
Yeah, there's like a slope and then the drop off to the creek.
That was a great par save by Kyle,
yeah, that was
too.
fantastic. And then this tap birdie.
Yeah, it just sets it in the basket. That hole is not as easy as Justin made it look at all, but that was a great drive. He's really starting to pull away now, isn't he? So here's hole 10. And this is a fairly new hole just because some of the land we were using is no longer part of the city's property, or if it ever was even.
This is a brand new T-pad, quote unquote. It's brand new paint.
Ooh, right over the rim.
Oh man, that was even closer than I thought it was from the T-pad.
This is a fun little hole, I think. I've really enjoyed it since they've put it in. I think it's a lot of fun. Looked like you were looking for a little more flip on that putter than what
but
you
I
got.
knew that was going to be left out of my hand.
And it looks like Austin did the same thing.
A little bit more distance. He's looking probably at a closer putt than I am.
Well, it just with the creek there on the right side, it's so hard to get the ante that you want because you get worried about it just keeping on going right.
Kyle is actually in pretty much the exact same spot he was in last round.
Right? Oh, and just a little high and right. Looks like Austin is also just a little bit outside the circle. I kind of see some blue grass there in front of him.
That was a good bid.
Just a little bit right as well.
The rain has already stopped.
Just enough to make it feel kind of muggy.
Birdie from the same position.
Yep. Hey, if it works, why stop, right? And Justin just killing it right now.
After an ace run, getting a great birdie, solid round.
Solid
so far.
par from you too. That can be tough back in those trees.
Austin cleans up his par, and that's 2 birdies and 2 pars in the round. Kyle is one ahead of me now, closing that gap on Austin, and Justin's just running.
Yeah, he just took off there. So that'll end our part 1, though. Make sure you come back and see the end of this round. Austin and Justin and Coda and Kyle are all putting together for us. Got a lot more to offer, so make sure you come back and join us.
Catch you later, guys.